right, good afternoon. We'll call to order this Thursday, April 27th meeting of the Capital Investment Committee. Do a quick roll call. Alderman Berger,
Present.
Alderman Hanson,
Present.
and Alderman Blanton is absent, and the chair is present. First up is approval of minutes from the March 23rd Capital Investment Committee meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And we'll do a roll call vote. Alderman Berger,
Yes.
Alderman Hanson,
Yes.
and chair votes yes. Item number 2, new business. Consideration to deny sewer availability for 4360 Columbia Pike, map 132, parcel 00616.
Hi there. So this is a sewer, the applicant has requested denial. This is on the south part of town, kind of right where Columbia and Goose Creek bypass kind of intersect right there. They've requested removal of the property from the UGB. It's from my understanding that planning intends to remove this from the UGB. They're requesting denial. We're recommending denial.
Great. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
So, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm good.
I did meet with these folks. They were gifted this acreage to build this church,
The
but for
church,
like
yeah.
10 years, they've been going to a strip mall because they didn't have the ability to service this. So I think it's a great move. This gets them moving forward and gets them using this gifted property. So I think it's great. All right, ready to vote? Alderman Berger,
Yes.
Alderman Hanson,
Yes.
and chair votes yes. Passes 3-0. Item number 3, consideration to grant water availability for 2483 Hidden River Lane.
So this is a property that is actually, it's outside the city limits, but it's within our water district as well, on the north side of town. North of the city limits, but west of Old Hillsborough Road. We already served this subdivision with water. When the line was constructed, a tap was made. So it's simply just going through the process at this point to give them approval for water.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. How far up Hillsborough Road is this? My computer is restarting, so I can't access my.
Kind of
but I
close
see
to
it.
Barbara's Home Cooking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe
Is it,
quarter of a mile up the
so
road.
it's on the left-hand side of the road going north?
Yeah, going west of Barbara's.
Yeah.
Okay.
The same side as Barbara's.
All right, got it. All right.
Okay, ready to vote?
Yes. Yes.
Alderman Berger,
Yes.
Alderman Hanson,
Yes.
and chair votes yes. Passes 3-0. Item number 4, consideration of final change order to City of Franklin 2021-0069, a construction contract with Heron Construction Company, Inc. for the Southeast Pilot Plant and Red Wing Reclaimed Water Pump Station at a cost decrease of $62,958.66 and a time increase of 233 calendar days.
Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, so we obviously finished construction last October. We were waiting for just some spare parts to be delivered. They were on back order. They finally have been delivered, so we're ready to close this out with the final change order. Reduces almost 63,000. There is an increase in contract days, which didn't cost us anything additional. It was just, shipping delays, manufacturing delays that were well documented by the contractor, and we approve those for this time.
Okay.
How did we get a decrease?
In the construction cost, well, there were some things that ended up after kind of almost like a value engineering. We ended up, they were going to take longer, so we were like, yeah, we probably don't really need that. We ended up removing some things from the scope of the project, just because they were going to had a year-long lead time.
Awesome.
Do I have a motion?
Move for approval?
Second?
Okay, ready to vote? Alderman Berger?
Yes.
Alderman Hanson?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, passes 3-0. And just because I just saw the applicant for item number 1, we're past it. We passed it through here, so you're good to go. But thanks for being here today.
Probably one of the easiest things ever.
You got it.
We're at least we're efficient, right?
All right, item number 5, consideration of draft resolution 2022-70, a resolution to award the construction contract, City of Franklin contract number 2022-0116, for the State Route 96 Murfreesboro Road Traffic Signal Improvements Project, TDOT PIN 1279913.00 to Stancell Electric Company, Inc., in the amount of $969,844.
So this project has 1.55 million in CMAQ funding associated with it, and it's about 13 signals from Eddy Lane to Arno, and we're upgrading controllers, and there's a connected vehicle component to it, and ADA upgrades. And Adams Mosier, our traffic engineer, has been taking the lead on this project, so we're excited to move that one forward. We are going back to TDOT to see if we can get some additional funding in the amount of $225,107.42. So hopefully they'll come back and give us that additional funding needed. If not, we'll have to work with our finance department to see where those funds can come from. But we're excited to move that one forward.
Do you want to make a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was going to hear it, air quality, but CMAC is congestion mitigation.
Air quality.
Air quality.
Yep.
I knew the AC was air quality, congestion goes with the traffic. So, I just want to make sure we said that because, we're
Yeah.
on recording and, so we had 1,055,000, you said?
Yes, in funding.
And we're trying to get,
1.55
we're
million
trying to
is what
get
we
some
have.
more.
We're trying to get some more just to cover the gap.
And what's the total of that again?
The total cost is
Nine?
about 1.775 million.
775, okay.
Yeah, and so we're asking TDOT for the other $225,107.
Yeah, my computer decided to restart, so, I don't have my stuff in front of me, and I couldn't remember that. I saw that price was pretty high, I thought, but, all right, that's all I had. Thank you, Matt.
Okay, ready to vote? Alderman Berger?
Yes.
Alderman Hanson?
Yes.
And chair votes yes as well, passes 3-0. Capital Projects Dashboard.
Oh, Jonathan's here.
Jumping up.
Jump up.
Real quickly, we got two projects currently out for bid right now. The Thompson Alley Pocket Park is out for bids. They'll come in, I believe it's first week in May, so we got about 10 days or so till that one comes in.
What was it? Thompson Alley?
Thompson Alley Pocket Park. It's
Okay.
that small park,
Yep.
pocket park that we have there. Another one that's out for bid is the Bundle Bridge project, and that one's probably not familiar to you because we bundled several smaller projects into that contract, and we're actually bidding 5 project locations in that one just to try to get a little more interest from bidders. It includes the West Main Bridge widening, so that pedestrian crossing of West Main Branch, the Alderman Martin
Yeah.
special.
We're going to call it
Yeah,
her.
so, and we'll let her
Let's
know. when that
rename
one-
it.
Yeah, so we'll probably get her a little plaque or something. We'll
she-
get something for her. She'll be out there when it gets open. That one's in the package. The replacement of the Spencer Creek culvert's in that package. The Pratt Lane Bridge replacement, that full replacement down there,
Pratt
is
Lane?
in Pratt Lane Bridge replacement. That's in the package, and then
Oh, yeah.
two.
And that project, just real quick, was specifically related to the Ramsey Economic
Yeah.
Development
Yeah.
Incentive. That was a piece of infrastructure we committed to with that project.
And then there's two bridge, actual rehabilitation. So I think we mentioned this previously, but the Baker's Bridge Avenue Bridge over I-65 kind of have those bumps at the end. We're going to repair those joints between the actual bridge itself and the roadway. And
went
then
over.
also on Mallory Lane,
Yeah.
right there at Jordan Road, that box bridge there, we're going to replace those joints as well to finally get those fixed once and for all. Two of those projects, the Pratt Lane Bridge and the West Main Bridge, were both in the previous CIP that was voted on. The other 3 projects are all maintenance related.
The Mallory Lane at Jordan, is it actually going to be on Mallory? Or
It's
is-
on Mallory. It's the bridge when you go down.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right between Walmart and Mallory
Yeah.
Lane. You really don't
Yeah.
know it's a bridge unless
It's
until you hit the
between
bumps.
Walmart-
You know it's a bridge right now because you hit the bumps.
It's
but
between Walmart and Sam's.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, it's on Mallory.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And Spencer Creek, where's that one? Is that
Spencer
on?
Creek, it's right across basically from the golf course.
BGA,
You wouldn't
yeah.
really know you drive across it. So right after you pass where you would turn in to actually go play golf now,
Yeah.
there's a couple of object
Yeah,
warning
we
signs
talked
there.
about
It's
that.
just a metal culvert right now. We're actually going to replace that with a box bridge because it's really
Okay.
starting to show its age.
We had
Yeah, it
talked
is.
about that, so I was
Yes,
wondering if
that's
that was the
correct.
same location. And then I went over top of Baker's Bridge today. I'm glad.
And then we've got one coming out in the paper this Sunday for bid. It's the Bicentennial Park. And I give it a little extra time for that one to bid. We won't open those bids until mid-June, just because that'd be one of our first park projects that's all encompassing in a while. We want to encourage a lot of bidders to bid on that one, so we
Yeah.
gave a little bit of extra time.
Okay.
That's an exciting one. Love it.
I'll take any questions.
Yeah.
We're working hard on the capital projects. Jonathan and his team trying to deliver them, so it's good to see these going out to bid.
Yeah.
You want to touch on Franklin Road?
I can, but it feels like every time I mention a date or something on that one, it backfires.
What
So,
are they doing now? Because I
They
saw
are-
at the
they-
corner.
So they just moved the barricades today, and they're actually doing the last section of the decorative crosswalks. What you've been seeing the last few weeks,
That's
it's
good.
really involved to put those decorative brick crosswalks that we have in the downtown area in. So what they do with those is, what they have been doing is, they've got everything done, all the infrastructure's in the ground for the major project. But when you go out there and put these in, to keep them from settling in the ground, so some of our older ones, you see when they've settled, and we have to go in, streets department has to go in every so often and re-raise the bricks, put new leveling sand in there. So this newer style that we've started doing with about the last half of our streetscape projects actually involves it's got concrete bands along the sides. So the white bands you see are actually concrete. That concrete actually attaches to a concrete bed beneath all of those bricks. On top of that concrete bed is then an asphalt layer, setting bed, and then the bricks go on top of that. And
Oh,
they're
wow.
hand placed in that herringbone pattern. So, and they've tried to do that while keeping, and they have been successful in doing that while keeping 2 lanes open the entire time. So they've been doing them in segments. So the very last segment they're doing right now is the section on the through lanes on Liberty Pike.
Got it.
So once they get that done, then we'll be ready to pave. And right now, the contractors told us not this coming week, but the next week, so May 8th, the week of May 8th would be when they're scheduled to pave. And like I said, every time I mention a date, it comes back to bite me in the rear
So
end.
by the end of
Weather
May,
dependent.
maybe.
By the end of May, sometime in May, we should be seeing
Yeah,
pavement
that's a
go
good
down.
thing. Jonathan, you should
yes.
just say the whole month.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you got pavement and then
Yeah.
pavement markings.
Pavement
and then
markings, and
punch
then
list,
it'll be
essentially?
punch list items. And I do expect the punch list, because of a detailed project like that, you're gonna have a few bricks that are out of level, you're gonna have not catch bases, but pull boxes that are not quite right. Little things like that for a detailed project that'll go on for a few months, but for the most part, after the pavement and the striping goes down, Franklin Road's back to open.
Oh, thank God.
So
And then we can tear something else up for you.
just nowhere in that stretch for a little while. Yeah, that'd be good.
Progress.
Any other questions? Mayor, any questions from you
All right.
on the list? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
how's McEwen coming? Where are we? And are we still twiddling our thumbs and waiting on the state to get
No.
back to us? What do we?
Actually, we've already gotten the comments back from the state. They were fairly minimal with all respects to them. And our consultants already made most of the changes that were requested by the state. I'm actually going to give them back a few of our final comments about changing some quantities out to make it a little easier to construct for our folks and keep up with and track during construction. But we're actively working on the plan revisions right now. Once we get that submitted to them, that's one of the major steps in getting a notice to proceed from TDOT with construction phase. That's what actually obligates the federal funding.
We're getting close.
So, we're not waiting on anybody right now.
Once they release that, so we can go after the federal funding, how long does that take? Months?
Once they hit the notice to proceed, we'll finalize the bid package, update anything that needs to be updated, because there's a few things that have been sitting around for a little while, just waiting on the process to move itself through. We'll get the bid package together, get the bid manual, get all the plans ready to go. We're still looking at bidding later this year, so that's
Oh.
still the goal.
There's a lot of little things that they're
I
going to
just
want
wanna
to
make
check
sure
off
we
on.
can
Yeah,
bid
they're
by the
going to
end
look
of
at our
the year.
permits and so
We
we're
can
still
just
working on
bid by the end of
permits.
the year, it'll be a godsend.
That's still our
All right,
goal.
okay.
And we feel like we're on track for that.
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
They're all indications.
Yes, we do.
All right, and where are we with Jordan Road between Mallory and Aspen Grove?
My designer, actually William Banks, is working on that as a project manager right now. The plans are in really good shape. He's working with the utilities to make sure we get the utility relocations figured out. They're fairly minimal on that corridor.
Good.
Paul's already worked with Middle Tennessee Electric. We're fairly confident with them. A lot of the utilities will just follow along with Middle Tennessee Electric. So William's doing that right now. And we're also waiting on some condemnation. So there was 3 properties we had left for condemnation. We just couldn't come to terms with some of the commercial properties out there. And they're also, our law department's working with water management, because they also have the Spencer Creek Sewer Project. So they're waiting on some of those appraisals to come in, and those
Yeah.
final numbers, so they can do it one time rather than condemn somebody twice for, we
Yeah.
can do everything at one time. So as soon as we get those properties in place, we're shooting for right now is to have our project, Jordan Road, ready to bid. We're looking about August, September.
As soon as it gets
Oh.
through condemnation, we'd like to
Could bid
bid.
by the end
Yes,
of the
but all-
summer.
yeah,
It all depends on
It all
condemnation.
depends on
That's really
condemnation.
good. Okay,
We'll have the
yeah.
plans good to go by then.
As
It's
long
just-
as we're out bidding by the fall.
Ideally, we
would
get the
be-
order of possession and we're advertising.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
That's much
good, good.
easier because it's
Are
not
we doing
TDOT
two
funded.
lanes there with turn lanes?
It's 2 lanes
a
with
turn?
turn lanes as needed, and it also has sidewalks on both sides.
On both sides?
And on both sides.
Because we have that bridge there too.
Well, we're replacing the bridge.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what- yeah,
Well,
that's
it
what we're
has to
doing.
be.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's a bridge
And
anymore.
it also has bike
I
lanes
drive
as
over
well.
there and go, am I going to make it?
In
Especially if it's raining.
2009, that was the first project that was handed off to me, so I'm glad to see
Was
it's
it?
actually.
Is that
going
right?
Oh my gosh.
The funding was never there for construction.
Just
drove
a
it.
young engineer.
I drove
I'm
across
ready for
there.
that to go forward.
When we were having a monsoon, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it across here. I don't think that's my cut through all
Yeah.
the time.
And if you've been through there lately, there's a huge building, huge development going up at the corner of Aspen Grove and
Yeah, yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We do, yeah.
One other spot while we're talking that you brought up a while back on Del Rio. You know, where
Yeah.
are we with
Yeah.
that? Oh,
I got that
oh, boy.
update. I just got that
Okay.
Yeah.
update.
So
Go ahead.
on the developer section of it, they have, I thought they had all their Middle Tennessee easements. They have one more to get signed, but supposedly that's an easy one. And that property owner wants to sign. They just need to get it signed. They've already paid Middle Tennessee Electric for the relocation. The piece that I'm missing is, I don't know what Middle Tennessee Electric's schedule is to get the poles out of the way. Once the poles are out of the way, it's a 2-week process to pave it and put striping down and finalize sidewalks, et cetera, and then it's back open. But I'm working to try to find out what Middle Tennessee's schedule is.
And that'll be
sooner
a
the better.
short-term opening until we redesign sort of the redo of it.
Because
So,
we got to
yeah.
fix that bridge.
Because we got to fix
Yeah.
it eventually.
Yeah.
But we'll get it. We'll get it for a little while.
Yeah, if we have a little while, and then we'll close it
And
again.
honestly, for the bridge, what
Year
we're
or so.
looking at is a lining system, so we can keep one lane open under traffic and push a liner through it, similar to what water and sewer do a lot with sanitary sewer, and then we grout between it. So I'm hopeful we can keep that road open during construction.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
So we're still working on those details.
Where are we? What phase are we with our roundabout at Mallory and Liberty? We need that so badly.
We actually just got the
I'm sick of the
revised-
gridlock. I want to move traffic.
So we returned comments back to them on the right-of-way plans, our designers, about 2 months ago. And we actually, a week ago, received those revised set of plans. So we're about to go through those set of plans. Assuming everything was corrected that we asked for, the next step would be to meet with all the utility providers to make sure we got utility relocations planned out accordingly.
Do we know how much money we spent on that project so far?
About $500,000, a little over.
Oh.
That's just a rough number.
It might even be more.
It's
than
I was
gonna
that.
be
going to
more
say,
than-
wouldn't
it's
it
gonna
be
be
clo-
more
I
than
thought it'd
that.
be close to about $1 million by now.
It may be very well close to a million. We
We
spent a
spent
lot, because we
quite a lot of
designed
money.
it once, and then this is
Yeah,
the
we
redesign.
On
spent
that
a
project,
little less than
though.
$300,000 originally designing as a signal, and then we shifted directions and went to the roundabouts, and
Yeah.
again, we're in right of way, so about 2/3 through the
Okay,
design money.
good. The other thing is, you said, what was the question I had? You were looking at right-of-way right now, okay?
We're looking at right-of-way impacts to some of the residential properties was
Yeah,
what our
right.
big concern
Those
was.
were some of our major comments to the designer, and
Yeah.
that's what took a couple of months
And
for them
we-
to address. We tried to push everything in as much as we could to eliminate any kind of slopes that are encroaching in properties. And there was a couple of things with that larger drainage ditch, it's technically not a drainage ditch, it's actually a stream, it's Ralston Creek that
It
goes
is.
into the pond right there. Some of the
Which
ways
will
they had
become the
originally
creek
designed it
again.
was they were just trying to work with what was there, and we told them, you're having to modify this and put a drainage structure there in anyway, squeeze all that into the roadway. So that's what they've done.
And aren't we using most all road impact fees on this project?
That I cannot tell you. I don't
Well, we got
remember off
quite
the top of my
a
head.
few road impact
We
dollars
did.
There are
in
road
that
impact fees.
area.
I don't remember the
from,
breakout.
from Northside McEwen and all that. Because they're causing a lot of traffic there, so all that is road impact fees. I'd like to have an update on that eventually.
Okay.
Just,
We
'cause
can look up the general funding
Yeah.
strategy for that. I don't
I'd like
think
to
it's
know about
changed,
that.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it would be that same general mix. Now, we do plan a kind of a community meeting or public meeting once we've kind of finalized the right-of-way elements.
Yeah, once we finalize
So-
the utilities, we'll know the exact right-of-way impact.
And-
We'll do a community meeting and then come back to the board
Yeah.
for blessing to
Yeah.
move forward into right-of-way.
And as the mayor
acquisition.
said too, we're down the road, how many years now on this thing? 3, 4,
Several.
several, 5, 5 years? We've been working on this, and we spent a lot of money, and we made the decision, and we need this, we need to move forward on it. Because if not, we go back to square one, it's going to be years delayed, a lot more money. We're going to throw away $1 million. And by the way, when the apartment, and I'll finish this up, when the apartment owner came in and talked to us, he was very much in favor of this because without the roundabout, we had to actually take out apartments. We had to take that one building out, and then we put up that 6-foot wall in front of his apartments. He wasn't really happy with that. But we haven't communicated any more with him, have we?
I will say that we weren't taking out a building. We were going to be, I want a wall right next to it.
Oh, yeah, well, he wasn't happy with that. He wanted you to buy
Yeah,
it.
we weren't, yeah. we
Because
weren't
you would
taking
be
out a
like, here to there, to the road.
building. Yeah, it's still fairly close to the one on the east side.
Yes,
but,
it is, it
There's really
is.
nothing we can do about
You're
that
going
because
to
the
still
road
be
itself
close,
is already
but you're
close.
not as close as it was
Yeah,
with the
just the
wall.
widened lane
That
makes it
6-foot
close
wall
there.
was like,
It was up
we were
there.
going to drive down into a tunnel with that. Okay, but I don't know, we'll be talking to him again, though. won't we?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And actually, I believe that property's sold. So I think it's a different owner now.
That gentleman doesn't own that property
I
anymore?
don't, I don't.
Well,
I'm
He
just,
was
and the only reason I
very-
know that's I just saw the right-of-way acquisition table come back in. I
Yeah,
was doing a little bit
he
of
was
work
very
on
easy to
that.
work with.
So we have about 19 property owners potentially to work with on that one, I believe.
Wow,
So, yeah.
that seems
And it's
unusual.
around that
actually
area.
22 individual properties and tracks we're working with
Oh, because the other roundabout, too.
because the other
Yeah,
roundabout, because
yeah.
you've got the legs
Yeah.
going away from
Yeah,
the roundabout
that's the
itself.
problem. Yeah, well, I was driving down there the other day, and there were like 8 cars piled up on that road trying to get out, and
there
they
always
couldn't.
is.
And people were blowing horns, and I was sort of going slow on Liberty because of the traffic, and people were blowing horns. I'm, where's it coming from? And it was all these people sitting there. They wanted the people to move, and I'm like, wait a minute, you can get out one day. But okay, well, I digress here. So anyway, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Anything else? Alderman Hanson, you got anything?
Nothing, thank you.
All right. Ready to adjourn?
Yes, so moved.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you.